Karnov is Karnov. If you've played Karnov, you've experienced Karnov. The best way to describe this game would be Karnov. I find that a lot of retro video game characters give you a sense of their personality just from how they look, act, and progress through their game. You can tell just by looking at Sonic that he's a reckless daredevil. Mario's a fun-loving adventure seeker. Samus is an intrepid galactic adventurer. Simon Belmont is... well, he's not like this. The sense I get from Karnov, though, is that he's a lunatic. He just doesn't give a shirt. He seems like the sort of guy who would laugh in the face of even tragic adversity. Like, you could kill his whole family, and his response would be,
Ha ha ha! Now you're having no leverage!
He's the kind of guy who would dive shirtless through a waterfall of broken glass to eat a leg of turkey off the floor when he's not even hungry.
Karnov cares only for three things: monies, food, and the wearing of no shirt.
This mustachioed maniac's full name is Jinberov Karnovsky, and Karnov is the story of his noble tale to... actually, it's not noble at all. He wants to steal the treasure of Babylon. Dude is ridiculous. His middle name should be preposterous. He's a strong man from a Soviet circus, and he also breathes fire because he's Karnov. Okay, they do have fire breathers in the circus, I can buy that. The NES version tries to spin it like he's a hero, saying that the treasure of Babylon has been stolen and he has to recover it, but let's be honest here, Karnov is a villain. Don't believe me? Data East later made Karnov a recurring villain in a bunch of its games. Here he is in Bad Dudes. Here he is in Trio the Punch. Yeah, stay tuned for that review. So here's preposterous Karnovsky, being shirtless across this quaint little town, and then suddenly rock golem chucking boulders at him. Let's try this again. Oh no, cultists! And this gargoyle thing. Gross. Okay, maybe if he just climbs this ladder. Ah, dragon! Maybe he should just stop for a minute and consider his options. What's that falling from the sky? Indestructible killer tomato plants. Yes, if you hang around for more than a minute, this game has seeds drop from the sky that plant invulnerable plant monsters that shoot at you. Karnov is a man who has laughed in the face of death so many times that the laws of nature have resorted to cheating. Okay, can't hang around too long. Let's venture forth carefully. Wait, is that... those are skeletons riding ostriches. And then genies riding clouds of fire. But before I get ahead of myself, I don't want to glaze over the fact that there are skeletons riding ostriches! Never mind what these little things are. Continuing on until you reach a statue of a chimera, you find a giant fish man flinging balls of deadly water at you out of a sack. Or is it a vase? Either way, skeletons riding ostriches! Okay, so that was level 1. Karnov gets a piece of the treasure map and continues on to ancient ruins, which he must beware. There he fights fire-breathing Roman statues, and giant fire-breathing statues, and a golden statue man, which forms out of balls of pure energy in order to enact his plan to stand perfectly still, and then without warning explode and then reform. I have a suspicion that the developers really liked statues. There are also men in kilts hopping around, or... actually, my sources tell me they're Greco-Roman soldiers. I just don't know why their attack is to run around unarmed and hop at you. Interestingly enough, in the NES version of the game, these are guys in little Speedos. I think this is one of the most rare forms of Nintendo reverse censorship. They actually made it more explicit for the home version. I mean, look at that gigantic crotch bulge. Even the way they jump with their arms up like that, it's like it's designed to draw your gaze down to their junk. In this level, you can find a woman lying helpless on the floor, and when you approach to help her, or... sorry, this is Karnov we're talking about here.
Haha! Helpless woman will not stop brave Karnov to make breath great fire on his enemies. Take home big treasure for Karnov, and Karnov wife, who Karnov find and marry on the way home.
But as he attempts to walk brazenly past her, what? It's oh, a chameleon. I get it, I think. As Karnov continues his quest to complete his map of Wonderland? He faces ghost knights that throw daggers, a shepherd and his pet green lions, who breathe fire, of course, rock monsters, tree monsters, more mermen with their little sacks of water, and what do you call those fuzzy worm thingies people would get as like a party trick back in the 90s? I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Oh, and of course, skeletons riding ostriches. We also have fire-breathing T-Rexes who... Why do they make us sound like a helicopter? And a two-headed dragon that breathes exploding little energy bubbles. Have I mentioned that this game is incredibly cheap and frustrating? Sorry, I just had to get that out. On the plus side, it does have some pretty awesome game over music. It just makes me want to use it for any old reason. Hey, what you doing?
Just eating some chili.
The game does give you a bunch of items to help you, such as bombs, ladders, boomerangs, super fireballs, shoes that make your pants blue, and in certain circumstances you can actually put on a mask that shows you where hidden items are, wings that let you fly, and okay, the shoes don't just make your pants blue, they also make you jump high. Sorry to ruin the joke, but if I didn't explain that, someone was gonna complain. Yeah, that guy. You also get this little trolley thingy that you can use only once in this one very specific spot to run over these guys in kilts. Okay, thanks, game, for that super rare item that helps you beat the easiest enemies in the whole game in that one part of the middle of that one level right in the middle of the game. You also get an eyeball that you just stick over your head and it helps you swim faster. Yep, there it goes. Your entire head turns into this one giant eyeball that... Oh, wait. I apologize. See, what I thought was an eyeball based on the fact that it's big, white, round, and has a blue dot that looks a lot like an iris, is actually, in fact, a diving helmet. I apologize for whatever inconvenience this might have caused. Skeletons riding ostriches. The whole town awaits your arrival. Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate the warm welcome. What else is weird? We have what looks like half-human, half-manta ray guys who chuck spears, and Ogopogo, and, well, this half-woman, half-centipede seems kind of out there, and these exploding owls, and the mummies that instantly turn into headstones when you shoot them, and then turn back into mummies seconds later. Where does this game even take place? Supposedly you're after the lost treasure of Babylon, but after you beat one of the levels, it says the treasure lies beyond the pyramids. And this map says Wonderland, and those mummies aren't even inside the pyramids. You find them in the last level, which is just some fortress. It's Karnov. It's this weird mishmash of classic mythology duploed together with things they clearly just made up on the spot. Sure, this centipede woman makes for a pretty logical monster, but what's with the instant grow invincible tomato blasters? What's with the fire-breathing helicopterosaurus? I don't even know what to say about this thing. Or, yeah. When you enter the final room with a giant stone head of I don't know, you face the final boss, Dr. Zoidberg? And thus concludes our story. This has been Jinbarov Preposterous Kurnovsky, and thanks for watching Skeletons Riding Ostriches.
Aha! Helpless woman will not stop brave Karnov to make breath great fire on his enemies. Take home big treasure for Karnov, and Karnov wife, who Karnov find and marry on way home. What the fuck line is this, Tom?